YouTube, how we doing, family? It's your boy Yo, and there's another episode of Yo Hoops. We go through every NBA game every day. Today's Thursday, April 10th, and we have a 5-game NBA card. I'm gonna walk you through every game, let you know which sides I like, and stick around because I'll let you know my highlighted play of the day. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your favorite game in the comment section below. Without further ado, let me get into today's recap. Recapping yesterday, we split our highlighted plays. First, we took the Dallas Mavericks plus 3.5 points against the Los Angeles Lakers. Luka went crazy and got his revenge in Dallas. He dropped 45, 8, and 6, and the Lakers won it 112-97. The Mavs gave themselves a chance to win it down the stretch. They led by 3 with 8 minutes left in the game, but the Lakers went on a run, and the rest was history. Next, we took the Oklahoma City Thunder laying 10 points against the Phoenix Suns. The Suns led most of the game. We were getting plus money on the Thunder money line at one point, but they dominated the second half to win it 125-112. The Suns season is officially over. I would have liked to see the Mavs step up, but overall, it was a decent day. Small card tonight, but I like a few games, so let's get back in that win column. Without further ado, let me get into today's games. In our first matchup of the evening, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers in Indiana taking on the Indiana Pacers. Pacers are laying 9.5 points, and the total is 233.5. For the next few days, we're going to see a lot of these weird lines because certain teams have locked in their playoff seeding, so they're going to be sitting a lot of their stars. Tonight, the Cavs are sitting Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Max Strus. The Pacers are 2 games behind the Knicks in the third spot, so it is still possible that they move up. I'm not in love with this game, mainly because if the Pacers move into that third spot, they're playing the Pistons in the first round. I would think they'd rather stay where they are and play the Bucks. That being said, they do come into this one at full strength, and I lean towards them airing out the Cavs bench. We're taking the Pacers laying the 9.5 as our first selection of the evening. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the New York Knicks in Detroit taking on the Detroit Pistons. Pistons are laying 3.5 points, and the total is 228.5. This is going to be a fun one to watch. It really comes down to which train of thought you subscribe to. Are we selling stock on the Knicks, who we know can hoop at a high level, especially with Jalen Brunson on the court? Or are we buying stock with the Pistons, emerging in the East, with Cade averaging 26, 9, and 6? For me, I lean towards the Knicks. Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Mitchell Robinson are all rolled out, but they do have their 2 All-Stars. It's very likely that this is the first round matchup in the Eastern Conference playoffs, and I think the Knicks win this game. I trust Brunson over Cade, and Karl-Anthony Towns is the best big man on the court. We're taking the Knicks plus the 3.5 as our next selection of the evening. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the Atlanta Hawks in Brooklyn taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Hawks are laying 13.5 points, and the total is 232.5. I always let you guys know the Hawks are the type of team that plays their competition. This is the type of game where I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Nets are up by a bucket with 3 minutes left in the fourth. The Nets are actually getting a few guys back here. Claxton and Keon Johnson will both go. I would hope the Hawks win the game, but there's no way I'm laying 13.5 on this scrappy Nets team. They did let us down a few days ago, but we're going back to the well. We're taking the Nets plus 13.5 as our highlighted selection of the evening. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the New Orleans Pelicans in Milwaukee taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks are laying 14 points, and the total is 220.5. Of course, the Pelicans are sitting all of their guys, but I still don't feel comfortable laying 14 points with the Bucks. Giannis and Pat Connaughton are both listed as questionable, and while they should get a dominant win, if Giannis doesn't play, I can't guarantee it. I'm going to wait until the injury news officially breaks, but either way, I doubt I'm laying this many points with Milwaukee. Probably one I'm staying away from, but I do lean towards the Pelicans plus the 14 as our next selection of the evening. Let's move. In our last and final matchup of the evening, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves in Memphis taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Wolves are laying 2 points, and the total is 231. If the Wolves win this game, they flip the Grizzlies and move from 8th to 6th in the West. Whoever loses this game is likely in the play-in. I expect both teams to be locked in here, but rather than taking a side, I'm looking at the total. The Grizzlies do score a lot of points, but they also have a top 10 defense. The Wolves are middle of the pack, 16th in the league in points, points per game, but they have the number 6 defense in the league. Both of these squads' identities is defense, and in a must-win for both sides, I think we see a low final score. We're taking the Wolves and Grizzlies under 231 as our last and final selection of the evening. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We have 4 days left in the regular season, so let's make them our biggest 4 days yet. I appreciate your support so much. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Yo! And until the next one, I'ma catch y'all. Peace.